Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're hearing my voice for the first time, you are highly welcome. And to my returning subscribers, thank you guys for coming back. I love you all. So today I'm having a beautiful bridal makeup tutorial for you guys. So you just want to sit back and enjoy every bit of this process because I know you are going to enjoy it. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video, guys. We are starting this process by cleaning her face with the micellar water from Bridal. So my model had some black liner under her eyes that refused to go off, so I had to take that off carefully and I cleaned her face very well because you just have to start on a clean slate, guys. So when I was done doing that, I bladed her brows. So for the brows, I'm just taking just a little from her brow bone to keep the brow bone clean for the brows proper. Do you get? So I did the same thing for the other side of her eyes. This is my bride. If there's anything different, from the makeup I do on my bride and the makeup I do on my clients, is the fact that for my bride, I usually use this skin prep toner from Marion, so it is always a yes for me. Then when I was done with that, I went straight to hydrating the skin with the Mario Badescu hydrating spray. So me using the fan to dry it up completely, then straight to the skin prep. I went with the watermelon recipe just to make sure that under her eyes is properly hydrated, and starting off with the skin prep process and just all over her face. This is very beautiful for brides, and I don't skip that process at all. And do not forget to use your fan to make sure the skin absorbs the product completely. Then when I was done with that, I went straight to the moisturizer from Bridal. This moisturizer is like a 2-in-1. It moisturizes and also primes, so I don't joke with this at all. It's always a yes for me. So this is I think I have in my channel the skin prep for bride, so you can always check. I think I will try and tag that in my video so that you can check how I prep the skin for my brides. Then I went straight to priming her skin with this aqua grip from Miss Metic. So I'm not really doing too much, so I just use that. My bride have a dry skin, so I'm not really using a mattifying primer for her eyes. So when I'm done for her face generally, so that was just enough for me. Then I went straight with the spray from Airbrush Charitable and sprayed her face to bring all the skin prep together, and I use my fan to dry them up. Then straight to the foundation. I used 2 foundation shades. The first is the Huda Beauty in the shade Toffee, and the second is the L'Oreal in the shade 525. So she have a warm undertone, and it has this orange tone kind of. So that is why I used a bit of that L'Oreal. It's a bit darker than her shade, but I used a bit of that to just bring out the orange. You see how the match of her face is. This is the side without foundation and the other side with foundation, and it's looking super match. And I hurriedly went to moisturize my lip. I don't know why I usually forget moisturizing my lip. Please do not be like me. Do not forget to moisturize your lip. I quickly remembered, and I paused the foundation and I went straight to moisturizing my lip with this lip balm. It's very important. When you're going to enjoy your moisturized lip is when you are at the end trying to use lipsticks on the lip, and if the lip is not properly moisturize, it's going to be off. Your lip will not blend. The colors of your lip you're using will not blend, and the lip will just look cakey, and you will not like it. So do not skip this part. Number 1 warning. So the next was to contour her face. So I went with the Beauty by AD foundation. So I mixed 10 and 15 together to get something darker for her contour. Then just contouring her hairline as well. So for her blush, I'm doing something new. I think for a very long time I have not actually used a lip stain for blush. I've always used a cream blush actually. Then today I decided to use a lip stain for blush. So for the lip stain, I'm going to the Imagic lip stain palette. So I chose that pink shade. So my blush palette does not have this pink shade, and I wanted to use this pink shade for my light skin bride. So I went for that pink, and see how it matched her undertone and her skin generally. See how beautiful it is. It created that warmth to her skin. So the next is using this Kevin O'Kern concealer to highlight under her eyes. So for her highlighting, I didn't want to go overboard. So this for me was just a shade lighter than her original skin. Do you get? So I didn't want to do too shade lighter. So my bride doesn't want something too shouty on her skin. So I just went straight for this, and I blend that in using my flat brush. So apply that on the T-zone, at the forehead, and the bridge of her nose, down to her cubic area, then her chin, and that's basically where I actually highlighted. Then when I was done with that, remember I always start blending from her T-zone. So just to give the under eye a bit of little space to get tacky, so that the product under the eyes will just, give you much coverage as well. Do you get? So I'm just blending everything into the skin. As you can see, I'm blending the inner corner of her eyes into her nose. Do you understand? So there's no like a demarcation, so into her nose. So when I contour her nose, I blend everything together and everything looks seamless. Do you understand? I remember, while you are blending under the eyes, tell your model, your client, whoever he is or she is, to look up. Look up. It's very important. If you get it right while blending under the eyes, it will contribute to the overall look of the makeup. It will really contribute, because when the under eyes is flawless, it creates that great ambience to the look as well. So you don't want under your eyes to get creasy whatsoever. So I've already contoured the nose, and I contoured the nose with the stick contour from Omari Code, I think the shade Bay. So when I was done with that, she looked up, and I make sure I blend any fine line under her eyes before setting. These are the trick you have to understand about makeup. When you remember she looked a bit down while I was contouring her nose. So now you want to set under her eyes. Make sure that you blend out any fine line that must have happened in the course of her looking down and looking up again. So just make sure you blend the fine line out before setting. If you do not blend the fine line out before setting, you're going to set in the fine lines into it, and it will crease under the eye, and there's nothing you can do about it. Once you set, you've set. You cannot correct it again unless you are cleaning the makeup completely away. Do you understand? So after setting, I also went again to my powder from my single powder from Avon in the shade 00 to give under the eye a bit of light. You understand? The essence is highlights. So I use that to double set under the eyes and pop the highlights under her eyes as well. When I was done with that, I used her shade of powder in Charity powder in the shade 2 to set all over her skin, all over her face. At this point, I want you guys to take a pause and see the skin, guys. Just take a good look at this skin. See how flawless, how beautiful, how seamless it is. Follow the procedure step by step and you will achieve same result. And don't forget, my beginner makeup artist, when you create amazing looks like this, tag me on IG. I want to see what you create, and I don't mind to give you corrections here and there to help you to the next stage as well. Do you get? So when I was done, I set my whole powdery tint with the setting powder from Airbrush Charity, and after I was done with that, I am baking. This skin has to be baked, you understand? For me, I am putting this skin in the oven to remain fresh to the end of the look, guys. So this is me baking the face, and at the same time reverse contouring her nose, to keep that nose pointed. Then when I'm done with that, I just put a little bit of the same thing at the bridge of her nose, her forehead, every other places I actually highlighted from the beginning, and that is it. So then the next is the bromatic from Damel. So this is a brow tint. I'm just using it to keep our brow hairs in place. This is a very important step. I recently got this hack, and since I got it, I have not left it alone. Like, I continue with it. The reason is that when you use this brow tint to keep the hair in place, it's like you are giving this illusion of how your brows will want to be. Do you understand? So you can use your brow schoolie or your mascara wand, whatever you call it. So while applying the Damel or the brow tint, whichever brand of brow tint you are using, just make sure that you give that illusion of how your brows want to be, how you want to draw your brows. So when you're done, probably at the end when you're ready to draw your brows, it will just be seamless. Like, you just follow the illusion, the what you have created initially, and it will make drawing your brows faster and easier. Do you get? So take that for me. Tip number 3. So when I'm done with that, I went straight to our eyeshadow base. So Benign Clown White eyeshadow primer for her eyelid, and I'm just blending that evenly on her eyelid. So when I'm done, I went straight with the Sephora powder in the shade Almond to contour her nose. So this is like the powdery contour. So this is what I'm going to also be using for my transition color. So when I'm done contouring the nose, I just use that at the outer corner of her eyes, and I merge it to where the contour of the nose started, and I just blend that evenly, just the same way I did for the other side. So it, for me, is the base for starting off my browns. And Meet the Browns from Annie's Beauty palette, that is what I'm doing exactly. So I'm starting off with the lightest shade of the brown in this. After that, I went with a bit darker, just building it. You remember what we said about building your eyeshadow? So it's exactly. So for the eyeshadow, I am going for a bold, wild, well pronounced eyeshadow look. It's an engagement look. It's not a white wedding look. It's a traditional look, and you want the eyes to speak for the bride. Do you get it? When she step into the occasion, her eyes have to do the speaking. And that is exactly what I went for. And trust me, guys, I achieved it. So this is just basically building the brows. I'm sure you see what I'm doing, and you can pause, you can go back and replay so that you see how I build. Then for the main eyeshadow color, I'm going in with another eyeshadow palette from Annie's Beauty. So this is a drama queen, and it's really drama. The colors there are creating drama. That is it, period. And I took that shimmery shadow where the green, a shade of green actually, and I applied that on her lid. And the moment I applied this shadow on her lid, oh wow, like even me, I was wowed on how this shadow came out perfectly on her eyes. Like it matched her tone, it matched her complexion, and everything is just giving beauty and luxury. Remember, I'm your luxury makeup artist, no cap. Then this is me just applying the brown just to smoke out the outer corner of the eyes, intensify the the brown at her crease area, and just make sure everything is on point. Then I went straight to my pigment. Remember, I told you that these eyes have to be wild. So at this moment, I'm taking it from level 1 to level 100. This pigment is from Luster's Pigment in the shade Medallion, and it is gorgeous. See, can you see how it turns out? So after that, I did not apply pigment glue. Remember, the eyeshadow initially was already giving me shimmery, so this is just me adding just like a top up. So I didn't apply pigment glue at all. So I just use my brush with that same powder under the eyes to just sweep off the pigments, the excess pigments that fall on the skin. So this is another reason why you have to bake when you are doing pigment eyes. You have to bake. Remember, I told you in the previous tutorial we had, you have to bake. Do you remember? Then, so that you can sweep off the excess pigment with the baking powder that you use. So when I'm done, I went straight with intensifying the blush with the pink, the different shade of pink from this particular palette. This palette is from Annie's Beauty. The moment I recognize that the Annie's Beauty palettes are just like one of the best in the game right now, I stayed glued to all her products. So this is me just using a little shade from that eyeshadow to for her contour, a powder contour, just to intensify the face. Then when I'm done, I went straight to my mascara. This mascara is from Blossom Mascara. It's 2-in-1. So clean off the excess pigment on her natural lashes, and comb out her natural lashes out very well. Then when I was done, I went straight to lining her eyes with the Tehila black gel liner. So I just went to line her eyes, and it came out so beautiful. So guys, if you've watched this video to this particular point, please don't forget to hit the like button. Drop your thoughts in the comment section and share this video. You may be helping someone today. You know that friend of yours who is into makeup, probably a beginner or someone that wants to advance her makeup game. Send this video to them. They will appreciate you for the rest of their life. Do you understand me? So let's go straight into the tutorial back. Then this is me just applying these lashes. This lashes is from Wings Lashes, and I've forgotten the name of the palette. It was a palette. The lashes from a palette tray, but it's so beautiful. Anyway, all weak lashes are beautiful, so whichever one you choose, your choice. So we went straight to the brows, and this is the brow pomade from Eggy and Esther, and I wanted to use Toffee, but I changed my mind along the line and I used Nubia. So, but I was light-handed while using Nubia. Nubia is a bit darker than Toffee. Do you understand? So I was light-handed. That is why the brows did not come out overly dark. I was very, very light-handed. So you don't see me using a Nubia, shade Nubia on a light skin, and you try same and it's looking overly dark on the skin. Do you understand? So if you want to do that, just be light-handed. And this is just me tracing the under eye on the line from the under eye and the underbrows and the top brows as well. So I didn't do too much for the brows. As I said initially, once the hairs are in place, it makes the brows easier and faster. So this is my pencil from Beauty Line by Didi Brogasm. So I'm just using that to give it a few strokes, filling up the spouse area. And just when you are doing the brows, you have to concentrate on every strand in the brow so that it's not clogged into one another, and it is giving that effect, that natural effect. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So at the tail end, it's just for me to fill in the sparse area, but at the beginning I give it a stroke to give it a faded beginning for natural effect. So after that, I went straight to the to this highlighter from House of Tara to highlight her brows, and I use a bit of a lighter shade there, and this is how clean the brows is. It was really beautiful. So I use a smaller brush to blend the highlighter very well and make sure everything is together. So now to the lip, I went straight again to my Imagic palette. So I think this my Imagic palette served me all round, like from the face to the lip generally for this look. And I took that brown shade. There are two brown shade lip stain in this palette, so I took the lighter shade. Don't do the darker shade for a light skin, it will look funny on her lip. Do you understand? So I'm just using that to outline her lip, and you see how easy it is for you to apply lip stain on the lip, because why? The lip is well moisturized. I'm sure before you get to the lip, the gloss or the balm that you put on the lip must have dried up, but it will still help you to blend effortlessly on the lip. It's way easier. See the way it is. If the lip wasn't moisturized, you'd have been seeing crack on the center of her lip, and that's not nice at all. So my bride has a pink lip, so I just want to recreate her natural pink lip originally. So I went for the pink shade. I think I'm loving pink these days. So then after which I went to the nude as well. You know, that particular nude is my favorite, but on this day I decided to tweak it a little with the pink shade. Do you understand? So I just blend everything together, blend into the top, blend into the bottom part of the lip, and make sure everything is well blended. So I actually applied a bit of the white shade as well at the top of the lip, just at the middle there. I just apply that to make sure it is well. Then I'm just using this my brush to clean off any excess that must have gone out of place. Then using this gloss from Blossom to gloss the lip. So this shade of gloss is the same pink shade from Blossom, and just apply it all over her lip, all over the lip. That's what I just did, all over her lip. Then I also use a lighter gloss from no, I don't think I use a lighter gloss. That was just the gloss I use it for all over her lip. Then I went straight to this Mirac face scrub. See that nose, God. To just add that highlight to her cheek, then to the bridge of her nose, and using the other side of the mascara to brush out the hairs on the other eye. This particular step I usually forget most times, but these days I'm telling myself, no, I will no longer forget. So learn from my mistake. Do not skip this part. It's always very beautiful. You can coat it for more than once. Do you understand? It gives that beauty to the eyes, and you don't want to skip that. So I went straight to smudging under the eyes as well, so that everything came out so beautiful. And just look at that skin. So I just wanted to make sure I touch up the under eye to still give it that highlight, just the same thing I did for the other side. And this is how the face is already coming together. And when I was done with this, I went straight to this Silver Mark spray, and I spray all over our face. And wow. Then the last but not the least product I used was this wet balm from Miss Metic. I use it only on her forehead, so that when the light bounce on her skin, the forehead is shining very well. And this is the end of the look, guys. See how beautiful my bride is, my engagement queen, already set for her day. And this was looking so beautiful, so gorgeous. Our accessories was from me, our hair was styled and styled by Dunice Gele. So you can always check her out on Instagram. Dunice Gele is the best gele artist I've ever met here on earth. Please don't forget to like, drop your thoughts in the comment section, and share this video to everybody. I love you guys. Bye bye. I'll see you in my next video. Stay blessed. Bye.